In this devlog, I want to discuss some of the things that I've added over the last week. The first thing I did was add some quest series areas for myself. So when I'm building the game, I can kind of keep track of things that tie with other areas in the game. So for instance, if you have a quest A requires quest B in order to be seen, I need to document that sort of thing. And I've explored a lot of different areas. And I built something within Unity that I think is going to really help going down the road. So I decided to do that within Unity because I wanted to be able to just push a button right within the script that I've built on a game object and just populate it inside there. Now you could probably take this really far, but I just needed something simple. Now the next thing I wanted to add was rare enemies in the game. I've got a lot of static encounters, and usually I slip in a couple rare ones here and there, but I wanted actually a little bit of RNG provided here. So what I did was designed a rare chance at getting this goblin battler at this one encounter. And you can tell that he's rare because the color of his name is a different color. And your standard ones would just have a white name. Now I triggered the encounter so that I got the third goblin. And you can see here, when I hover over his name, I even added their names so they're visible inside the game. Now, the reason I added this was because by doing so, I'm kind of able to recycle a lot of the same enemies and all their armature and mesh details, and just simply attach a name to them. It's such a simple little thing that adds so much to the game in terms of all the different bad guys that you can encounter. Now I can change their abilities, their health values, and any other stats to make it feel a lot different. And you know, that doesn't really stop there. I can do so much more. I can even change the art files around on them. But it's very easy to do that versus restructuring an entire enemy all over again, maybe even coming up with a different looking goblin. That stuff takes a lot of time, and I'm kind of pressed for time in terms of, you know, wanting to make a deadline for this game. So I figured this is a really easy way for me to provide a nice diverse amount of enemies in the game while recycling stuff when I can. And the next thing I decided to add was this quest board. I got the idea from Witcher the game, which I remember seeing a tutorial on YouTube about, and I was really fascinated with the idea, so I reinvented a version in my game where you can utilize the same adventure and quest system that I've added, but simply just go over to this board and you can click on quests that are available. And there's requirements to some of them, and some of them you'll need to finish before you do others. But now you're able to click on one and accept it. And here I'm just showing an example of, it's a kill quest, where you're actually supposed to go kill that goblin battler, which we were discussing earlier. So basically, going to go find this guy here and quickly kill him. So once I kill the goblin battler, I'll get an update to my quest here. And you'll see that I've got 1 out of 1 goblins killed there. So I can go cash that quest in. Now when I go to cash in a quest, all I gotta do is hover over the same object for this quest board. And it's gonna highlight now and show all the information that I received, like rewards and XP and all that good stuff. Now the next thing I added was the ability for myself to change quests. So what I've been doing in the past is actually just playing through the quests like an ordinary user would do. And, you know, I did have some ways of fast tracking stuff, but what I really needed was this. So anyways, I got that all done and everything's looking really good, and I'm able to make quests at a very fast rate. Along with all these other things I added this week was this one here where enemies would get randomly placed on the terrain in-game. And they'll never be in the same spot twice. It is basically a simple calculation that raycasts from the sky and finds a safe spot to drop some enemies. I feel like it is a little bit repetitive. You're going to be basically served whatever I put inside this list of enemies. So I don't really know yet how I feel about this feature. It's there if I need to use it. I suppose I could use it in certain areas, maybe more dangerous ones where you can't just sit there and be idle. So let me know what you think about this idea, and if it should be in the game still. Now this really marks a milestone in some of my work. I'm actually done the complete quest line, well the main quest line, that's going to be included in the demo. So I'm really happy that that's done. So now it's just a matter of putting in like filler quests and adding more NPCs. Like up here I was designing some NPCs, like getting them all dressed up. and that sort of stuff. So just trying to bring some life into this city, because it's going to be a major part in the first part of the game. And then there's going to be other cities that are probably going to pose the same problems. But at least I've got most of the work done in here, and this is just a matter of bringing things to life, like putting items on NPCs and opening up shops with these different merchants and that sort of stuff. So there's lots of work still left to do, but I'm really excited that I got the main quest line done, and it looks pretty cool. Now this is all I got to show for you in this devlog. I really hope you enjoyed it. Now before I leave, if you haven't already, make sure you head on over to Steam and wishlist the game. And also, if you feel like watching me live, you can also head over to Twitch, where I do live streams every Saturday. I sometimes pop in during the week and maybe on a Sunday or a holiday, but you can always catch me on a Saturday. Anyways, until the next time, take care, and I hope to see you soon.